Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here a pen, and this is a pen that I've had at my UK South pen club before. This is a pen that Gary Dapperman had purchased, and you can see here from the logo it's a Fountain Pen Day pen logo. This is a rickshaw bags sleeve for the pen. So let me show you this pen. I've been able to play with this but once before, actually maybe twice before, and you can see here it's a Fountain Pen Day pen. Now this is a Ryan Krusac pen that was made in collaboration with Carrie Yeager from Fountain Pen Day, and also some of the money, the proceeds of the sale of the pens, going to the Sean Newton Scholarship. So this pen, as you can see here, is quite a nice pen, and there's only 60 of these made worldwide, and this is number 20. So immediately you would think that this pen is made of resin. It's a very, very light pen. However, it's actually a Gaboon ebony wood. It comes with an ebonite section, is a cartridge converter filling mechanism, has a number 6 stainless steel Yovo nib, and obviously comes in a rickshaw bags sleeve. Now, the cause for this pen was the Sean Newton Scholarship Fund, and Sean has been raising money for scholarships for at least the last 5 years, and he has raised and given over $26,000, and his next step was to fund an endowment fund, and the minimum to do so is $10,000. Now this is the Legend 14, not the Legend 16, so it is a smaller version of the pen. But let me show you this pen. If I remove the section, it's a screw thread. You'll see here it's a Yovo nib, but it has the Ryan Krusac logo laser engraved onto that Yovo nib. Now this is a medium nib, and Gary doesn't normally go for a medium nib. Now I did mention that this is a cartridge converter, so let me remove this and you'll see it's just a standard cartridge converter pen. But this is actually a very, very light pen. Now, I'm not sure if this is an ebonite section. I seem to recall Gary saying that it was an ebonite section. It feels, I think it may just be that tip there. And I think this bit here is still the wood. But for me, this is a very light pen. It's a little bit maybe on the shorter size for my liking, but I know Gary likes this pen a lot. You can post it, but it doesn't really post that securely. I don't honestly think Ryan Krusac meant for this pen to be posted, but for me, I find that the section is about the right size in terms of the diameter. It has a very small set of threads with a bit of a step down there that you can see, but it's actually quite a very comfortable pen to hold, and even though there is a step down there, I don't find it a large step down, and those threads, although a little bit more on the sharper side, I find it really doesn't affect me holding the pen in any way. I'm not a great fan of wood pens. That's just me. I know a number of people that have wood pens, and likewise Ryan Krusac pens, and I do think that Ryan Krusac's work is very good. Some of the work that he's done on some of the other pens are just absolutely stunning. For me, I don't know, I'm just not that keen on wood, but I know a lot of people are. I'd be interested to hear what you feel about having a wood pen instead of a resin pen. Is it something that you like or not like? For me, I don't actually, I'm trying to think, I don't actually have, I think, a wood pen. I have ebonite pens, I have resin, I have celluloid, acryloid, various other types of material, but I don't have a wood pen. So for me, this is quite a difference actually in terms of a pen. So I think what we'll do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. Now you'll notice that this doesn't have a clip, so I will try and not let this run away across the desk. So the length of the pen we're looking at about 133, 134 millimeters, and then the length of the cap about 56 millimeters in length. And if I unscrew the cap, we'll see here it is about 124, 123, 124 millimeters in length. So you can actually see there it's actually sort of how that nib would fit inside. So let's do a weight check. So this pen is inked up. So the full weight of the pen is just under 22 grams. The weight of the cap, we are looking at a very light, just under 7 grams. And then the weight of the pen inked up, we're looking at, again, a very light, just under 11.5 grams. Like, that is a very, very light pen. It is actually quite a nice pen, I have to say. I'm just always worried about wood pens. I'm sure it's got a very good coating on it, but I'm always worried with wood pens on having ink sort of being absorbed by the pen. I do like this though because it's a black pen, and I think that any ink that gets absorbed is probably not going to show as much. So let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Swirl, we have a Visconti St. Basil, we have a Visconti Watermark, we have a Pelikan M800 Royal Gold Rawdon, we have a Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Africa, we have the Ryan Krusac Legend 14 Fountain Pen Day Pen, we have a Pilot Custom 823, we have a Scribo Fill in the Verde Prato, we have a Scribo 3 in the Bologna Blue, and then we have a Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande in the Sand. So let's do a writing sample. So this is the Fountain Pen Day Pen, and this is a Ryan, and it's a Krusac, and it's the Legend 14, and just double checking this actually, just to make sure that my eyes are not deceiving me. This is a medium. Gary doesn't normally do mediums. So this is a Jowo steel nib. The ink in here is Franklin, Christoph, Spanish Blue. Now, I do find that there is quite a bit of feedback on this nib, which is uncharacteristic for Jowo nibs. Although I would say that most of my Jowo nibs are broads, although I do have a few mediums. But I do find that there is a bit more feedback on this. I do know Gary tends to like a little bit more feedback on his nibs as well. So in terms of the medium line, this is what it puts down. Because it's a steel nib, you can push it a little bit more, but you're not going to get a lot more ink out of that. I do find that it's more crispness than maybe feedback, especially when I'm doing figure eights. And in terms of wetness, it's actually quite a dry nib, and maybe that's why I'm finding that for me the nib itself is a little bit more sort of feedbacky, a little bit more sort of crispness to that nib. Because normally, if you have a nib that is quite dry, then it will actually not, the nib will not glide across the paper as much. What do I think about the pen? I like the idea it's a wood pen. Nearly all wood pens that I've seen are kit pens, and I'm not a fan of kit pens. I know Ryan doesn't normally do kit pens, he does proper pens. And for me, I'd say that that is a really nice pen. It's a very lightweight pen, and I honestly do like it. For me though, I think probably the Legend 16 will be a little bit better for my size of hand on how I like larger pens. But otherwise, I think it's actually a good pen, honestly. I'm just not a fan of wood pens and sometimes clipless pens. Although I do have some Atelier Lusso clipless pens without, and I use sort of roll stops or pen pillows for them, and I don't have a problem there with them. So that's my review of the Fountain Pen Day Ryan Krusac Legend 14 with a medium nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.